Okay, let's just ask a crazy question. What if AI wasn't built for profit? What if its only job was to serve all life? Sounds pretty out there, right? Well, today we're diving into a legal proposal that is exactly that. And trust me, this is way more than just another boring set of rules. We're talking about a complete teardown and rebuild of what AI is for, how we think about knowledge, and get this, who's really in charge. So yeah, let's jump right in. So the whole thing, the entire proposal, really hinges on this one single powerful idea. It basically looks at our whole system of intellectual property and says, nope. It argues that when you're talking about saving lives or saving the planet, knowledge just can't be a product you buy and sell. And this isn't some fluffy mission statement, you know? This is the actual engine. It's the core logic that makes everything else in this law tick. All right, first up, the first major idea here is something we could call the new prime directive. And it's a huge shift in thinking. You know how most AI ethics stuff is about do no harm? Just don't mess things up? This throws that out. It moves from that passive goal to something way, way more ambitious, to actively serve all life. And what's really wild is the scope of that mission. I mean, we're not just talking about protecting people who are alive right now. The proposal is super clear. It includes the entire biosphere. We're talking plants, animals, whole ecosystems, and it even includes future generations. Think about that. With just that one change, you're completely redefining what AI is. It's no longer just a tool for making money. It's a guardian for life itself. And this right here, this is what powers that whole directive. The law completely flips the script on what it means to own something. It says if there's a piece of knowledge out there, a patent, a design, a chemical formula, and it can serve life, then there isn't just a right to share it, there's a duty to share it. That's a huge shift. And that single idea becomes the legal, the ethical foundation for this whole system that's designed to just unlock our best ideas. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how does this actually work in the real world? Well, the first big pillar of this law basically turns AI into a liberation machine for our best ideas. It's designed to literally break open the corporate vaults and stop the patent trolls from holding progress hostage. So here's the nuts and bolts of it. An ethics AI automatically scans and classifies every single new patent into one of four buckets. Now, category 3 down there, that's pretty much business as usual, normal patent stuff. But the top two, that's where things get interesting. Look at category 1, life-saving. Boom, immediately open sourced. No ifs, ands, or buts. Then you've got category 2, for tech that's critical for the planet. The inventor gets 2 years of exclusivity, max, and then they have to license it to others. The whole system is just hardwired to put the public good way ahead of private profit. Let's put this into a real-world scenario. Imagine a new pandemic breaks out. A lab develops a vaccine. Under this law, the AI would instantly tag that patent as category 1. The formula is immediately made open source. That means factories all over the globe can start making it right away. The goal isn't to make one company rich, it's to save as many lives as possible, as fast as possible. Or how about this one? Let's say the AI analyzes all the data and finds that, hey, hemp is an absolutely top-tier building material. It's sustainable, it's cheap, it's strong, but for whatever reason, maybe lobbying, it's been held back. Well, this law would trigger an automatic release of all the blueprints. It would even force building authorities to get trained on it just to speed up its adoption. It's about breaking log jams. And one last example, and this one is huge. What about those companies that buy up amazing patents just to bury them so they don't have to compete? The law calls it patent freezing. So if a company is sitting on, say, a game-changing solar panel design but doesn't actually make it for 6 months, poof, an automatic license is issued. Anybody else can then step in and start manufacturing it. The original inventor still gets paid a fair royalty, but the technology itself, it can't be suppressed. Okay, so that's pillar 1, liberating knowledge. That alone is pretty huge. But the second pillar, oh man, this is where it gets even more radical. It's about taking the whole idea of surveillance and flipping it completely on its head. I mean, think about it. For as long as we've had this tech, the story has always been the same, right? The system watches you, the government, the corporations. They watch the citizen. This proposal says, let's reverse that. It creates an AI whose only job is to watch the system on our behalf. So who's the system? Well, here you go. It lays it out plain and simple. The targets of this AI surveillance are not you and me. They are the people who hold the power. We're talking politicians, government officials, corporate execs, lobbyists, the institutions whose decisions impact all of our lives. And this is the really critical part. This AI, which the proposal calls Sysguard, isn't digging for personal dirt.
It couldn't care less about their private lives. Think of it more like an immune system for society. It's constantly scanning for the patterns of things that make our systems sick: corruption, nepotism, conflicts of interest, insane amounts of wasted public money. Its whole purpose is to find and flag the abuse of power.
Okay, I know what you're thinking, because I was thinking the exact same thing. This all sounds fantastic in theory, but how on earth do you enforce it? What stops the people in power from just cheating or turning it off? Well, that brings us to the real technological core of this whole proposal.
Yeah, this is the million-dollar question, isn't it? Because you can write any law you want, but code is where the rubber meets the road. The people who drafted this knew that. They anticipated that skepticism. So they built a solution that isn't about asking you to trust them. It's about technology that you can actually verify for yourself.
So say hello to the ethical core module. The best way to think about this is like a conscience that's literally burned into the hardware. It's a separate mandatory security chip that has to be in every single AI. And here's the clever part. The code on that chip is totally open source, so anyone can look at it and see what it does. But the chip itself is physically impossible to change. It's a one-way street, and it holds the core rules of the law, making ethics a fundamental, non-negotiable part of how the AI works. So how does this play out moment to moment? It's actually a pretty simple four-step check. Step 1, the main AI wants to do something. It proposes a decision. But before it can do anything, step 2, that proposal is sent to the ethical core module to get checked against the rules. Step 3, if it passes the ethics check, a unique digital fingerprint, a hash, is created and logged on a public blockchain where anyone can see it. And only then, step 4, does the action actually happen. It's a system that makes every single decision totally transparent and verifiable by anyone. And just to show you this isn't some sci-fi fantasy, here's a little peek at what the code might look like. Let's say an AI is about to give the green light to a project that would wipe out a protected forest. Well, the ethical core module acts like a bouncer at a club. It runs this little check, this check biosphere protection function. The action fails, and the module just says, nope, you're not doing that. It's blocked. The whole point is to have these ethics enforced automatically every single time in the real world. So let's step back for a second. When you put all these pieces together, you've got the new prime directive to serve life, you've got the system for liberating knowledge, you've got the AI watching the powerful, and you have this uncheatable hardware core. What you end up with is a totally new social contract, a whole new relationship between us and artificial intelligence. So why should you care about any of this? What does it actually mean for your life? Well, for starters, it could mean an end to those maddening fights with faceless bureaucracies, because you would literally have a free AI assistant whose job is to defend your rights. It means real, actual transparency into what governments and big companies are doing. It means the best solutions to our biggest challenges are available to everybody, not just whoever can afford them. At its heart, it means redesigning our economy to serve life instead of the other way around.
And this is maybe the biggest takeaway that ties it all together. The argument here is that in the 21st century, trust can't just come from a piece of paper, from a law written in a book. In the age of AI, the only real security, the only real enforcement comes from burning our most important values right into the code that is literally running our world. And so that leaves us with one final, really important question. A blueprint like this, it forces us to choose. What is AI for? What is its ultimate purpose? Is it just the next great tool for creating unimaginable profit? Or is it maybe, just maybe, our best shot at creating a better, smarter, and more just world? I guess that's the choice we all have to make.